So this is going to be a different video than what I'm used to filming. It's mostly for myself to look back on. It's going to be a Q&A about this pregnancy that I'm going through. And I say Q&A like this because technically I came up with these questions. But like I said, it's for myself because I had a very different reaction to this pregnancy than I did with Matthias's pregnancy. And I just want to look, obviously I feel totally different now, but I want to look back on it whenever the baby's here and I'm gonna feel another completely different feeling. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it. Well, first, before I get into the questions, my fertility journey hasn't been the easiest. So a little backstory: 2019 I was diagnosed with PCOS because I had cysts. They were benign, but they were to the point where I wasn't ovulating. So that was at the end of 2019. 2022, well, 2020, we were gonna go with fertility treatments, but COVID was a thing and they kind of stopped with most treatments, so we weren't able to do that. So instead I decided to take matters into my own hands and exercise, eat right, and just get right in general. And I ended up getting pregnant at the end of 2020. So in December I found out I was pregnant. That unfortunately ended in a miscarriage. That unfortunately ended in a miscarriage. And in the beginning of 2021, I found out I was pregnant again, and thank God that was a healthy pregnancy, and we have a beautiful baby boy now. And then now at the end-ish of 2022, we are pregnant again. That's obviously, like, there's way more details into that story, but that would be a whole video. So that's like the gist of it. That's a short version of what I went through. We were pregnant again. I didn't think I could get pregnant because of those reasons. Like, I had PCOS and it was kind of difficult for me to get pregnant to begin with. So I thought it was going to be just as difficult to get pregnant with. Plus I was breastfeeding and I didn't have a cycle at all. I only had one cycle throughout my whole postpartum journey, and that was when Matthias was 5 months, and I haven't had one since. I didn't even have one before I found out I was pregnant. Literally, there were no signs of me being pregnant. So that's why it caught me with off guard. But I'm gonna go ahead into these questions so this video isn't crazy long. Was this a planned pregnancy? That's a difficult one because although I did pray to be pregnant, I wanted our kids close in age, and I wanted God to heal my body so it could be easier for me to get pregnant. So yes, I kind of did want this pregnancy. I prayed for it, but it was not planned. We were not trying. I wasn't ovulating, I wasn't having a period, so I didn't think I could try because there's nothing to track. So yeah, this came as a complete surprise. Yeah. What made me test? Okay, so a week before I found out I was pregnant, I had a huge appetite. Like, I would want to eat constantly, and that's not me. I'm not one to always having to have something to eat. And I was also feeling bloated, and I never feel bloated unless I have my period, if my period's gonna come. And so that's why I didn't test right away when I felt bloated, because I thought it was my period. But a week passes by and I noticed some changes. I don't want to go into it because it's kind of disgusting if you're not a woman, but I've noticed some changes down there, and I thought it was ovulation. So when I tested, I took both a pregnancy test and an ovulation test just to rule out one or the other. And I was looking at the ovulation test first. So I dipped both sticks in the pee, and the ovulation test popped up positive, and I was like, okay. But I looked at the pregnancy test, which was also being taken at the same time next to it, and I was like, oh crap, like they're both positive. And there were super dark lines. Like, I'll put a picture up. There were super dark lines. But yeah, that's why I took a test. I was feeling bloated and I was super hungry. I wasn't feeling anything else after that. Before that, I meant. How did I feel when I saw that it was positive? It was mixed emotions. I was shaking really bad, like I was nervous. I was happy in my heart. I was happy because, again, I've been praying for this, but I was also nervous because we weren't in a position to get pregnant. Even though I wanted it, we didn't have a place of our own. Devin was still trying to figure out what he wanted to do as for a career. He has a job, but it's not what he wants to do for the rest of his life. So we weren't in a position to get pregnant, and other factors played into it that are a little too personal to put out there. But I was just afraid for Devin's reaction because he has most of the pressure. He has to be the one to be the breadwinner, to provide for us, to take care of us, because I don't work. I'm a stay-at-home mom. So he was already kind of struggling with enough already. Just to add a baby into the mix, I was afraid for his reaction. It just added more stress to our plate. I'm trying to make that sound as honest, but also, like, I don't want to make it sound like we never wanted it. But I do want to be honest about how I felt about it, because like I said, it was completely different from what I felt when I found out I was pregnant with Matthias. How did Devin react? He was surprised, just as surprised as me, because of the difficulties we had getting pregnant with Matthias and with our first pregnancy. There were also no signs that, you know, like I said, I didn't have my period, I wasn't ovulating. Just, it was really completely out of the blue. I don't know how to explain it. And by the way, I didn't record like any of our reactions because it was just a random test taking. Like, I didn't plan for it to be positive. It just wasn't the time to record whenever I was going to tell Devin, because I was so afraid and I didn't know how I was going to react. And if it was a bad reaction, I didn't want to remember that. So yeah, he was scared because, like I said, he's the one taking care of us, and it's a lot of pressure to, like, when you're already kind of struggling to begin with, just to add another baby, another mouth to feed, that kind of just adds more stress to your plate. So just like, oh crap, like that happened out of nowhere. How did our family react? Our family obviously reacted completely different than how we reacted. They were so happy, but also my dad's side, they weren't expecting it because of the struggles we had with Matthias, getting pregnant with him. They weren't expecting it. But everyone was like really happy and excited, because when I was pregnant with Matthias, I was halfway across the country and and it was also the COVID season, so no one saw me during my pregnancy except for like online or through FaceTime or pictures. So it's just gonna be a whole different experience now, because they're gonna see me physically grow in front of them. They're gonna touch my belly, and it's just a whole different experience for them, for us both. And yeah, they were really happy. They were surprised because it happened so soon. Like literally this baby and Matthias are gonna be 1.5 years apart. Okay, now this is kind of going into like the baby. Like, what sex was I hoping for? If I didn't already cover, I'm having a baby girl. I wasn't really expecting any sex. Like, I already got my boy in the beginning. Like, when I was pregnant with Matthias, I really wanted a boy, and I was in awe. I loved it. I love it. I love being a boy mom. So I didn't really care what I had for the second baby. If I had a girl, I was gonna have a girl. If I had a boy, I was gonna have a boy. I already got my boy, so I didn't really care what the second baby was gonna be. But I'm really excited to have a girl. Like, it's just, I know it's gonna change me as a mother. I feel like I'm going to grow as a mother and as a woman, because I'm also going to be raising this baby who is going to also grow into a woman. So I get two different perspectives on raising both a boy and a girl, and I like that. So I wasn't really hoping for any particular sex because I already got my boy. Do we have a name? We do have a name picked out. We've actually had a name, well, the first name, we've always had the name picked out since I was pregnant with Matthias. because we didn't know if he was gonna be a boy or girl, so we had one of each, and we kept the girl's name just in case, or we got pregnant with a girl, and here we are. So we do have a first and middle name, and I'm so excited. I'm iffy if I'm gonna announce it before she's here or after she's here, because if I do announce it, I want to do a really cute announcement picture, like with my anatomy scan and just like a little outfit or like a blanket. I want to do something super cute to announce her name with like a name sign. But if that doesn't end up happening, I'm just gonna announce it like I did with Matthias's name, just at his birth. Last question is, am I prepared to raise 2 under 2? So like I briefly said, this baby and Matthias are gonna be 1.5 years apart. I conceived this baby when Matthias was 9 months, literally like 3 days after, like just about 3 days after he turned 9 months. But I didn't find out till later because, like I said, I wasn't expecting it. So I am actually really excited to be raising 2 under 2. I know it's going to be difficult, but I'm excited that they're going to be so close in age together, because it's going to pay off after a while, because they're going to be able to entertain each other, and I'm going to have time to actually step away. Because now whenever I'm like with Matthias and it's just us two, he plays by himself, but at the same time, like, I can't really get things done because he wants interaction, which is like normal. Every person wants to interact with another person. So whenever, like, obviously they're older, they're gonna be able to play together, entertain themselves, and Matthias or baby girl won't always have to come to me whenever I'm like in the middle of something. So that's gonna be nice. I'm not saying I want to get rid of my kids. It's just, you know, I'm human, I have things to do, and it's just gonna be convenient. But I'm also excited because they're gonna have a bond. I want to say, I know I'm a year and some change apart from my little brother, and so is Devin. Devin is about 1 year and some change apart from his older brother. So just seeing the bond I have with my brother and seeing the bond that Devin and his brother have or had growing up, I'm gonna really enjoy seeing baby girl and Matthias grow up together. But yeah, I just don't like when people say, oh, just wait till they're older, just wait till, like, everyone always has something negative to say whenever it comes to raising kids, especially multiple ones close together. I always just block it out because I'm actually really excited to be raising 2 little ones so close in age and just to see them bond together. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this video up. I am gonna do an updated Q&A, not like about how I felt in the pregnancy. Well, I am when she's here, but I'm gonna do another one probably later on in my 2nd trimester, early 3rd trimester. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. And yeah, I didn't want to make this sound like I didn't want this pregnancy. I really do want this pregnancy. I love being pregnant with a baby girl, a baby in general. I love it. It's a blessing. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go.